My name is Dr. Bradshaw, and this video is intended for my RAD 1611 students and as a review for my RAD 2612 students. Right now I'm looking at a lateral lumbosacral view. I'm looking at a digital film from the clinic. I'm going to flip this so that I have right marker on my right side, but it really doesn't matter for a lateral view when you're looking at a lateral film, whether it's thoracic or lumbar or cervical, but I tend to just put right markers on my right side just because it's one of my habits that I do. If you look at this film, and I'm going to increase it right now so that I can get a close-up, we can see, of course, the vertebral body. We can see the vertebral body of this segment. We see the pedicle, which is here. Out here we have the apophyseal joint, which the superior articular process is all of this, and the inferior articular process is all of this. And so they are overlapping right here in this area. And so you see the joint space from in front of the inferior articular process right here a little bit, and you see it right there when I point the mouse right there. And so that is the apophyseal joint, but truthfully the superior articular process sort of wraps around the inferior articular process in the lumbar spine. Right here in the middle of the pars area is the transverse process, and of course if we just stayed on the pars, I would drop down below the transverse process so that I am just on the pars, and of course then this would be the inferior articular process. Back here is the spinous process, all of this, and we see that they are very tall, they are huge, but also notice that density-wise they're very dark. And so although they're very dark and very large, we still are not going to see them very well on a lateral view. We see the inferior vertebral end plate, we see the superior vertebral end plate, we see the we see the intervertebral disc space. Now this dark area out here is just a gas pattern in the large intestine, and we do see some gas patterns up in this area right here. If I move this on down so that I can see the sacrum a little bit better, this would be, of course, our sacral base would be this get the mouse there, would be the sacral base right along right here. The sacrum does have a superior articular process. These would be the segments, and we can even see the segmental end plates right here in the sacrum. The dark area right behind this would be the canal, and then back here would be the crest. And just as dark as spinous is back here in this area is the sacral tubercles. The anterior superior corner of S1 is called the sacral promontory, and I do still see this gas pattern coming on down. If I look at this film at the very bottom edge of this film, it won't let me move that anymore. So I can take it. I can just barely see the top edge of this femur head right here, and the acetabular rim right there was what I was trying to show you. Now, some people will be able to see the very edge of the coccyx right here, but a lot of times this part of a regular film will be too dark to see that. If I move this up into this area, I again can see my lateral ribs coming down. Here's the diaphragm coming across right here. So this would be my posterior costophrenic sulcus. I do still see my gastric air bubble right here. And of course the dome of the diaphragm is this right here. If I were up in this area, this would be the heart shadow, which goes from back here all the way to here. And I believe that that's all that I can point out to you on this film. Hope you have a good day. Bye.